Why Pastor Pickney so bad? Greetings. I have been a pastor's child or a PK for over 30 years and a quote unquote bad one for the last 15. Today I just want to talk to you a little bit about the transformation from Pastor Sweet Little Angel all the way over to Pastor's Bad Pickney. How we start there, what caused the transformation, and where we end up. How do we get from here to here? A lot of it has to do with perception. I have found that for the person looking in from their perception, sometimes had very little to do with my reality as a pastor's kid. What people fail to notice or acknowledge or even take into consideration is that all children start from the same place in terms of emotions, in terms of vulnerability, in terms of being impressionable. So you'll have two children born, right? They grow up in a similar society, similar class, similar social class, attend similar schools, be exposed to the same type of culture, the same type of opportunities. But on the other hand, both, or let me give you an example. Both children cut school, both children are caught. One is given a slap on the wrist, and the other one is almost condemned. What's the difference between both of them? One is just a member of the church's child, and the other is the pastor's child. Now, my issue with this is, why is a child being penalized for his or her parent's job? The pastor and the child are two separate entities, and they should be treated as such, right? We know right from wrong, we know good from bad, and we expect all our children to live to live to a good moral standing. But why punish or why ostracize a pastor's kid for something you would probably just shake your head at if another child did, right? I can't, I can't accept the logic for that, and neither should you. We should treat both our children the same way. So when I say a pastor's kid have the right to bad, I'm not suggesting that the child should be exempt from being exposed to the morals or the values that his or her parents have accepted. I am saying that they should be disciplined or guided in the same way that a child who is just a visitor to the church is judged or guided by. Don't penalize the child for decision his or her parents made. I did some research and I found some common reasons that pastors' kids or Pastor Pickney acted out. And here is the breakdown in terms of percentiles. Let's start at the lowest. At the bottom, the two reasons that tied for 7% was that the children did not feel like they had the right to be free to discover themselves, to find out who they are. And because of that, they were unable to make their faith their own. They were unable to relate to their religion, their relationship with Christ. Another issue that they had was influences outside of the home and the church that bore down on them. The next thing was that the things that daddy or mommy preached at church were not necessarily modeled at home. So right there you have the disconnection, right? Then we realize that daddy too busy for them. They go to church Sunday to Sunday, prayer meeting at night, Bible study in the evening, youth service on Friday evening, church whole day, no family time, no connecting to their mother and their father. So right then and there, they go and find attention outside, which leads to them acting out, which leads to the consensus. Pastor Pickney body. Then we move on to exposure to negative aspects of the church. Now we all would hope that all our churches are safe places for the congregation, but even in a safe place, there can be negative things. And because a pastor's child spends a lot more time than the regular pastorate there, they would become exposed, more exposed to both the positive and the negative. And at a whopping 28%, we find that the main reason that pastors' children act out is the fact that they have unrealistic expectations placed on them. So to conclude, guys, just be fair, be realistic, be gentle in how we discipline our children, pastors, Pickney, or otherwise.